The universal law of the connection of all things, Hermetic philosophy. Welcome, seekers of wisdom, as we explore the ancient teachings and their relevance in our modern lives. The Hermetic principles, often shrouded in mystery, hold timeless truths that can transform our understanding of the universe and our place within it. Today, we venture into the realm of interconnectedness, a foundational concept of Hermetic philosophy that asserts the inseparable relationship between all things. In our first segment, we shall examine the principle of mentalism, which posits that the universe is mental in nature. This idea is not merely an abstract concept. It has practical implications for our daily existence. The axiom, as above, so below, as below, so above, encapsulates this principle and illustrates how our inner world reflects the outer world and vice versa. Consider the notion that our thoughts shape our reality. This is not to say that we can will anything into existence merely through thought alone, but rather that our perception and internal dialogue significantly influence our experience of the world. Our beliefs act as filters through which we interpret events, thus shaping our actions and reactions. Now, what does this mean for our understanding of connectedness? It means that we are not passive observers in the universe, but active participants in its unfolding story. Our mental state is not a private enclave. It ripples outwards, affecting our environment and those around us, just as their thoughts and emotions can influence us. The practical advice here is to cultivate a mindful awareness of our thoughts. By doing so, we assume responsibility for the energy we contribute to the collective consciousness. A positive mental attitude can not only elevate our personal experiences, but also have a beneficial impact on those around us. Moving on, let us explore the principle of correspondence, which further elaborates on the concept of connectedness. This principle teaches us that there is harmony, agreement, and correspondence between the various planes of existence. There are layers to reality, and what we perceive with our senses is merely the tip of the iceberg. To gain a deeper understanding of our connection to all things, we must learn to look beyond the surface. For instance, when we observe nature, we can see the interconnectedness of ecosystems. The sun, soil, water, plants, and animals all work together in a delicate balance. This same intricate web of interdependence is mirrored in human society, where individuals, communities, and nations are linked in complex ways that often escape our immediate notice. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. In recognizing this correspondence, we open ourselves to a greater sense of empathy and cooperation. We start to see that our actions have consequences that extend far beyond our immediate surroundings. It becomes clear that to live harmoniously, we must consider the well-being of the whole system, not just individual parts. Now let us turn our attention to the principle of vibration, which asserts that motion is manifest in everything within the universe. Nothing rests. Everything moves and vibrates at a particular frequency. This principle can be observed at the atomic level, where particles are in constant motion, as well as in the celestial dance of the planets and stars. Understanding vibration's role in the connection of all things empowers us to harmonize with the frequencies around us. We can attune ourselves to the positive vibrations of love, peace, and joy, thereby elevating our own energy and that of the collective. On the other hand, lower vibrations such as fear, anger, and hatred can create discord and suffering. In practical terms, we can actively choose to engage in activities that raise our vibration. This could be through meditation, listening to uplifting music, spending time in nature, or engaging in acts of kindness and compassion. By raising our vibration, we not only enhance our own lives but also contribute to the elevation of the collective consciousness. Finally, for this segment, let us consider the principle of polarity, which teaches that everything has its opposite, and opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. This principle can be seen in the cycles of day and night, the changing seasons, and the ebb and flow of tides. It is a reminder that life is a series of contrasts, and these contrasts are not separate entities but two extremes of the same thing. This understanding of polarity can help us navigate the dualities of life with greater ease. When we face challenges or opposition, we can remind ourselves that these are merely one end of the spectrum and that the potential for its opposite exists within the same situation. This perspective allows us to maintain balance and equanimity in the face of life's ups and downs. In applying the principle of polarity to our lives, we can strive to find the middle ground in our opinions, emotions, and actions. By doing so, we foster a spirit of harmony and avoid becoming trapped at the extremes, which often leads to conflict and division. In our next segment, we will delve deeper into the universal law of the connection of all things, examining other Hermetic principles and their relevance to our personal growth and collective evolution. As we continue on our journey of spiritual exploration, we delve into the Hermetic principle of rhythm. This principle acknowledges that there is a flow, a rhythm, a pattern to everything in the universe. The pendulum swing of the cosmos dictates that all things rise and fall, ebb and flow, in accordance with this natural rhythm. Understanding the principle of rhythm allows us to better navigate the cycles of life. Just as the seasons change in a predictable pattern, so too do the phases of our lives follow a certain rhythm. When we resist these natural cycles, we often encounter turbulence and distress. Instead, by embracing the rhythm of life, we can learn to flow with the changes, minimizing the impact of the lows and gracefully appreciating the highs. This principle serves as practical guidance for maintaining balance. When we find ourselves in a period of success and happiness, the principle of rhythm reminds us to remain grounded, knowing that these times are part of a cycle and change is inevitable. Conversely, during times of difficulty and sorrow, we can take solace in the knowledge that these too will pass, and better days are ahead. Let's now consider the principle of cause and effect, which posits that nothing happens by chance. Everything happens according to this law. This principle teaches us that every action has a reaction or consequence, and that we are, in many ways, the architects of our own destiny. It is a powerful reminder of our own agency in the world and the interconnectedness of our actions with the larger web of reality. By internalizing the principle of cause and effect, we recognize the importance of intentional living. Each choice we make, each word we speak, and each action we take sends ripples through the fabric of the universe, influencing our own lives and the lives of others. Therefore, we must act with mindfulness and consideration, aware of the potential impact of our decisions. This principle also encourages us to take responsibility for our circumstances. While it is true that we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. Our responses, in turn, set into motion a series of causes and effects that shape our future experiences. Next, let us explore the principle of gender, which states that gender is present in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. This principle extends beyond human sexuality and is manifest in the creative forces of the universe. The masculine principle is often associated with action, direction, and assertiveness, while the feminine principle is associated with nurturance, receptivity, and creativity. The interplay of these principles is seen in all forms of creation and is essential for the manifestation of all things. In our lives, balancing the masculine and feminine aspects within ourselves leads to wholeness and harmony. When one side dominates, we may experience imbalance and discord both internally and in our external world. By honoring both the masculine and feminine within us, we open ourselves up to a more complete range of human experience and expression. This balance also allows us to relate more fully to others, recognizing that everyone contains a unique blend of these principles. In practical terms, we can cultivate balance by engaging in activities that foster both assertiveness and receptivity. For instance, we may assert ourselves by setting clear boundaries and pursuing our goals with determination. Simultaneously, we may nurture our creative side by engaging in artistic pursuits or allowing ourselves time for reflection and introspection. The principle of gender also reminds us that creation often arises from the union of opposites. By embracing the diversity of the world and the complementary nature of seemingly opposing forces, we can find greater unity and understanding. As we reflect on these principles, we can see how they intertwine to illustrate the profound connection of all things. The Hermetic philosophy offers us a map to navigate the complexities of life while reminding us of our place within the cosmic order. In the next segment, we will further explore the implications of these ancient teachings and how we can apply them to foster greater connection and unity in our personal lives and the world at large. Let us continue to seek wisdom in the dance of the universe, where every step is guided by the timeless rhythm of the ancient truths. The tapestry of creation, weaving wisdom into being. As we traverse deeper into the realm of ancient wisdom, we encounter the Hermetic principle of generation. This principle goes beyond the physical act of creating new life. It speaks to the continual process of generation that occurs in the universe and within us. Generation is creation in motion, the perpetual engine of change and the birthplace of potential. In the context of the interconnectedness of all things, generation is the force that binds the fabric of the universe together. It is the process through which the unseen becomes seen, the unmanifest becomes manifest. Every thought we have, every word we speak, and every action we take is an act of generation that contributes to the ongoing creation of our reality. This invites us to live with a heightened sense of purpose and creativity. Recognizing that we are in a constant state of generating our lives, we can choose to do so with intention and vision. We are not merely adrift in the sea of existence. We are sailors with the power to chart our course, to generate the winds that will take us to our desired destination. The principle of generation also encourages us to acknowledge our role in the continuous creation of the world around us. We are co-creators with the universe, participants in the grand symphony of existence. Each of our contributions is a note in the melody of life, and when we play in harmony with the universal laws, we contribute to a masterpiece. The practical application of this principle lies in embracing our creative power. We can nurture our innate ability to generate beauty, innovation, and transformation in our lives and the lives of others. Whether through art, science, business, or our daily interactions, we have the opportunity to be a generative force for good. Now let us reflect on how these principles apply to the collective human experience. The world we live in is a complex web of interconnected systems and relationships. Every individual, community, and nation is a thread in the tapestry of humanity, and each thread is vital to the integrity of the whole. In recognizing this, we can see the importance of cooperation and understanding. We are interconnected not only in a spiritual sense, but in a very practical sense as well. The actions of one affect the many, and the challenges we face as a species, be it climate change, social injustice, or global health crises, require a collective response. This interconnectedness also calls for a re-evaluation of our values and priorities. We are urged to move beyond short-term, self-centered goals and to consider the long-term well-being of the whole. This shift in perspective is not only spiritually enlightened, but also pragmatically necessary for the survival and flourishing of our planet and its inhabitants. In our personal lives, the wisdom of interconnectedness can transform our relationships and interactions. When we treat others with the knowledge that we are fundamentally connected, we foster empathy, compassion, and kindness. These qualities, in turn, ripple outward, creating a more peaceful and harmonious world. As we conclude this segment, let us carry with us the profound understanding that we are not isolated beings but threads in a greater cosmic tapestry. With every thought, word, and deed, we have the power to weave wisdom into being, to generate a reality that reflects our highest aspirations. In the final segment of our exploration, we will focus on how we can embody these ancient truths in our daily lives, creating a legacy of wisdom that will endure for generations to come. Let us step forward with the knowledge that each of us holds the key to the universal law of connection, unlocking the potential for a brighter, more united future. In the culmination of our journey through the ancient Hermetic teachings, we arrive at a pivotal moment of integration and embodiment. Here, we stand at the threshold of wisdom, where knowledge is transmuted into lived experience, and the esoteric becomes exoteric through our actions. This is the alchemy of life, where we harmonize the quintessence of our being with the everyday world. The legacy we choose to create is not solely inscribed in monuments or history books. It is etched into the very fabric of reality through our interactions, our choices, and the consciousness we bring to each moment. Our legacy is the luminous mind in action, the beacon that guides future generations toward enlightenment and unity. To embody the principles we have explored, we must cultivate a way of being that honors the interconnectedness of all life. This calls for a paradigm shift from egocentric living to ecocentric coexistence. It is a conscious choice to live in alignment with the greater good, to prioritize the health of our communities, our environment, and our planet.